It is essential to be up to date on happenings around you, and to make that easy for you, ladies and gentlemen, we present Freshlight, where we bring fresh newspaper headlines to the limelight. Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Watch, like, subscribe, and make sure your notification is activated on our YouTube channel. You can also like and comment on our pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Al-IyamoyeTv and radio.
Okay, pleasant morning from this side. This is Al-IyamoyeTv and radio, and we do appreciate you joining us from Egbasanwo to Sportville and now to Freshlight. Freshlight is that programs that save you the stress of flipping through these newspaper pages, where we'll peruse, we'll look at what is in our newspapers being published on daily basis. It is time for you to sit back, relax, and let's take you through those newspaper pages. I am OLUWAFISAYOMI, AJIBOLA, and I definitely know that it's going to be a good journey with you this morning. We're coming to you with the Daily Sun, The Nation, Daily Trust, Vanguard, Tribune, and Punch newspaper. Starting with Daily Sun this morning, virtually all the newspapers published this morning had an advertorial of High Chief Government Empelu Tumpolu. So we will not be able to dwell so much on the cover page of the newspaper this morning, because all of them has this advertorial. But going straight into the details, let's look at this one as published by the Sun. FG agrees to refund 192 billion naira Paris Club deduction to government. The federal government has promised to refund state government all money so far deducted from their accounts to meet London Paris Club obligation. Immediate past chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF Aminu Tambuwa, disclosed this in a communique after an emergency meeting on Tuesday night. According to a communique cited by the governor, Tambuwa, at the end of the emergency, federal government granted the governor's request to immediately stop further deductions from state accounts. The NGF is an umbrella body of the 36 governors in the country. FG agrees to refund 192 billion naira Paris Club deductions to government. The Sun has the details. We trust courts to still do justice after May 29. OB still on Sun newspaper. Labour Party presidential election candidate Peter Obi has said he believed he could still get justice in court even after President-elect Bola Tinubu is sworn in on May 29. The trials at the presidential election tribunal ended on Tuesday, while trial proper have been slated to begin on Tuesday, May 30. Petitioners have 3 weeks to present their cases as opposed to 7 weeks they asked for, beginning from May 30 to June 23. We trust courts to still do justice after May 29. Peter Obi is speaking here. Gbajabiamila was a clash over today's plenary. Tension heightened in the House of Representatives yesterday as Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila and his deputy Idris Wase openly clashed over the order paper for today's plenary. Gbajabiamila, who presided over the plenary shortly before the House adjourned, had asked the chairman, House Committee on Rules and Business, to make the order paper for today's plenary light so that the House can adjourn early. He said this to enable members to attend the official commissioning of the permanent site of the National Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILDS headquarters, later in the day. However, the Deputy Speaker, who raised the point of order, said the primary functions of the Parliament was lawmaking. He added that the commissioning of NILDS headquarters was not enough reason to adjourn the House. To read details of that story and the clash between the Speaker and Deputy Speaker, pick up a copy of the Sun newspaper. It has the headline, "Gbajabiamila was a clash over today's plenary." Moving to Vanguard newspaper, as published this morning, you will see refinery. We will ask Dangote to sell forex at good rates. That is on the cover page. Pressure on me. Can't wait for May 29. Buhari. Gbaja. Deputy clash at plenary. Kiyamo to Buhari. It's unconstitutional to appoint Minister of State. These are the cover stories on Vanguard newspaper. And also on Vanguard cover, you will see Tina Turner, Queen of Rock, and Road dies at 83. Going to the details of that paper, that's Vanguard. Good radiance. Buhari, you came, you saw, you failed woefully. It's not from me. It is from Vanguard newspaper this morning. Let's see what the details has. Muhammadu Buhari, President of Nigeria since 2015, will leave office on Monday, May 29, after 8 disastrous years. The late Chief Bola Ige famously coined the phrase, "good radiance to bad rubbish." That, truth be told, is the best way to describe the exit of Buhari, his presidency, and his government from power. For the past 8 years of Buhari's administration have been an unmitigated failure, a monumental waste of time, of resources, and of the hopes of aspirants of a nation and people. You can read details of that column published by Vanguard, written by OLUWAFISAYOMI on Vanguard newspaper this morning. Refinery who asks Dangote to sell forex at good rate in Emefiele. With the Dangote refinery set to deliver its first product in July, the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, said yesterday that the refinery will be persuaded to sell foreign exchange earning to banks at a good rate. Speaking at the end of the 291st Monetary Policy Committee MPC meeting in Abuja, Emefiele said his team would engage the promoter of the refinery, Aliko Dangote, to ensure that Nigerians benefited from the venture, adding that the CBN, the federal government, and indeed the country helped him set up the refinery. Refinery who asked Dangote to sell forex at good rate in Emefiele. Also on Vanguard newspaper, Afe Babalola faults Buhari's 800 million loan request. Legal icon and founder of the Afe Babalola University Ado-Ekiti, Chief Afe Babalola SAN, has faulted President Muhammadu Buhari's request seeking National Assembly's approval for a fresh 800 million naira loan to finance the National Social Safety Network program. The request was contained in a letter read by the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, to lawmakers on the floor of the Senate. To read details of that story, pick up a copy of Vanguard newspaper. Afe Babalola fought Buhari's 800 million naira loan request. Reason for faulting it and his own solution can be found on Vanguard as published this morning. Moving on to another newspaper, let's go to the Nigerian Tribune as published this morning. On Nigerian Tribune, you will see these. Buhari seeks Senate approval to pay $566 million, £98 million, 226 billion naira judgment debt. I get scared when I read about huge amount of money like this. But don't mind me, I'll continue to read it. Health workers set agenda for Tinubu. Despite valedictory section, Buhari fails to resolve FEC. Despite valedictory section, Buhari fails to resolve FEC. Nigeria airplane to arrive Friday, Sirika. Office of the Minister of State, Constitutional Aberration, Kiyamo. Abiodun Amosun clash over siting of Dangote refinery in Lagos. These are among The story is on Nigerian Tribune this morning. Going into the details, reps probe utilization of ecological fund. Reps probe utilization of ecological fund. It has the rider pass 6 bills through second reading. The House of Representatives on Wednesday unveiled plans to investigate the utilization of the multi-billion-naira fund accrued into the ecological fund. The resolution was passed sequel to the adoption of a motion of matter of urgent public importance sponsored by Honorable Jimoh Olajide. In this lead debate, Honorable Olajide called for urgent need to investigate the utilization of the ecological fund received by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. To read details of this probe, pick up a copy of the Nigerian Tribune. It has the headline, Reps Probe Utilization of Ecological Fund. Also on Nigerian Tribune, over 70% teacher in Southwest private schools unqualified, TRCN. While over 83% of teachers in public schools in the country are qualified, over 70% of teachers in private schools are not qualified. Registrar, Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, TRCN, Professor Olusegun Ajibola made this disclosure at the first public lecture of the Faculty of Education, Lead City University, Ibadan, held at the institution's International Conference Center on Wednesday. Speaking, Ajibola categorized those qualified teachers as those who studied education-related courses and those unqualified as those who had no studies in the areas of education. Over 70% teachers in Southwest private schools unqualified, TRCN. It's on Nigerian Tribune. And also on Nigerian Tribune, Southwest NURTW passes vote of no confidence on President Baruwa. Osun government urges CP to stop zonal election. That is the rider with it. The National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, in the Southwest has described the maladministration of its national president Tajuddin Baruwa that led to the suspensions of the activities of the union in 5 out of the 6 states in the zone. Leaders of the union in the region on Wednesday converged on the union zonal secretariat in Osogbo for a meeting where they passed a vote of no confidence on Baruwa. They however endorsed the former chairman of the NURTW in Lagos State, Tajuddin Agbede, as the sole candidate for the Congress of the Union in July. To read details of that story, pick up a copy of the Nigerian Tribune. Southwest NURTW passes vote of no confidence on President Baruwa. It is on Nigerian Tribune. We'll go for a commercial break. When we'll come back, we'll look at the other 3 newspapers we still have on our shelves, which are The Nation, Daily Trust, and Punch newspaper. Do stay with us.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at Tausaf Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Tausaf Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada. Who have an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faith. What told us at number 9 Tausaf Central Mosque, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to Tausaf Travels and Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our
ìṣoge tó bágbàmú ló ń kọjá lọ Zayana. House of Zayana, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials, and House of Zayana. Let's ma rojulowo talking. Egypt and Mali clothing, Dubai bags, lóríṣiríṣi. Àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jìnnà tí wọ́n àwọn aago kájọ́ designer sunglasses and perfume. Irú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbafẹ́. Mo débẹ̀ ojú mi ń ṣe kámi èmi ni ó gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ̀ pa fashion tẹ wá nílò jàlábíà hijab àti àbáyé lẹ́ò ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zayana wà ní 52 ọlọ́run ṣògo adjacent Redeemed Church Agape Parish ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram House of Zayana 165688618 House of Zayana àti ìtojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣara lóge ti gbéni níyì.
Welcome back. We're still on Freshlight on Al-IyamoyeTv radio. Don't forget, you can see us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Al-IyamoyeTv radio, and also on other social media handles. Is it Twitter? On Twitter, you will see at Al-Iyamoye, and also on Instagram at Al-IyamoyeTv. You can subscribe to our channel too on YouTube on Al-IyamoyeTv/radio. Now, still on Freshlight. Let's look at the other newspapers we have in our collections this morning. Okay, we have The Nation. On The Nation, you will see at the cover page, why we picked Akpabio by Shetima. Buhari seeks nod to pay $556 million, 98.5 million euro, 226 billion naira judgment debt. Buhari and battling to cope with last-minute pressure. Interest rate hit 18.5%. FEC still alive, said federal government. These are among the stories on the cover page of The Nation newspaper. Nigeria airplane to fly. An aircraft for Nigerian Air will arrive in the country tomorrow ahead of the commencement of the operations, Aviation Minister Hadi Sirika has said. Sirika stated that the aircraft will be unveiled in Nigeria's color in fulfillment of the promise made by the outgoing Muhammadu Buhari administration to float a national carrier. He however noted that the only incomplete item was the Aerotropolis, which is the airport city that is about 60% complete. The minister who spoke on the television program yesterday had at an aviation stakeholder forum in March said that Nigeria Air would commence full operation before May 29. Nigeria airplane to fly. That is on The Nation newspaper. Also on The Nation newspaper, Buhari and battling to cope with last-minute pressure. President Muhammadu Buhari is battling with enormous pressure as his administration winds down. President Buhari spoke on Tuesday night at the regimental dinner organized in his honor by the armed forces at the newly commissioned Nigerian Armed Forces Officers Mess at Sokoro in Abuja. He was accompanied by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, the Minister of Defense, Major General Salim Magashi, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, and service chiefs. The President said he could not wait to exit office in 4 days as the pressure of the last lap of activities were taking a toll on him. Buhari and battling to cope with last-minute pressure is on The Nation newspaper. Also on The Nation newspaper, why we picked Akpabio by Shetima. Vice President-elect Kazim Shetima yesterday explained why the ruling All Progressive Congress APC endorsed the Christian Senator Godswill Akpabio as a Senate President. He said the religious tolerance, stability, cohesion, and unity of Nigeria were considered before the former Akwa Ibom State Governor was tipped as the next National Assembly Chairman. Apparently echoing the party's position, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma said any plot to frustrate the decision will fail. Lagos Central APC Senator-elect Watsiu Eshilokun Sani, another group, also hailed the APC decisions to nominate Akpabio, who they describe as an experienced and competent candidate. Why we picked Akpabio by Shetima, that is also on The Nation newspaper. Going to another newspaper, let's look at another paper we have in our collection. Let's go to the Daily Trust. On Daily Trust newspaper, you will see Buhari seeks Senate approval for 539 billion naira judgment debt pay. It has riders like direct ministers to remain in office till May 29. We gave our best, President tells Cabinet. Recent actions not illegal but morally defective done. Also on Daily Trust cover page, you will see Minister of State Portfolio Unconstitutional Kiyamo tells Buhari. FEC approves multi-billion naira power project in Daura. Others. After 7 months probe, Reps panel fails to ascertain daily petrol consumption. Those are among the cover pages, the cover stories on Daily Trust this morning. Picking some of the stories, FG launches cooperative schemes for ex-Niger Delta militant with 1.5 billion naira. The federal government has deposited a 1.5 billion naira in the bank account of a cooperative scheme launched for former Niger Delta agitators. The interim administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Barry Nduomi, Wednesday in Abuja, launched the scheme tagged PAP, Cooperative Society Limited. He explained that the fund was for the ex-militants to access for businesses of their choice in that would make them self-reliant. He said the idea was to reduce their reliance on the monthly stipend of 650,000 naira. I beg your pardon. He said the idea was to reduce their reliance on the monthly stipend of 65,000 naira. Militants getting 65,000 naira monthly stipends, while civil servants get 30,000 naira in Nigeria. I will go by the public parlance that says they play. Also on Daily Trust, FEC approves power projects in Daura. The Federal Executive Council on Wednesday approved contracts to boost power supply in various parts of the country. This, according to the Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, includes supply and installation of 33 kV sustained equipment at Daura Emirate, Katsina State, awarded to Power D Construction Limited the sum of 4 billion naira. He said the council approved awards of contracts for the engineering, procurement, construction, and financing on the implementation of 330 kV and 132 kV line transmission lines and 33 kV, 11 kV, and 400 P distribution line project under Phase 1 of the Presidential Project Initiative in favor of 2 contractors for $581 billion, inclusive of 7.5% at the prevailing exchange rate, with period of completion in 36 months as indicated. To read details of that lengthy story, FEC approves power projects in Daura. Others. It is on Daily Trust. As FEC winds down, Buhari seeks Senate approval for 539 billion naira judgment debt pay. President Muhammad Buhari has sought the Senate approval to pay judgment debt owed by the federal government in sum of $566 billion, 98.5 million euro, and 226 billion naira. Buhari also asked the ministers to remain in office up to the last minute of his administration, which will expire on midnight of May 28. The president and his minister have in the last couple of weeks been taking serious decisions, approvals, and appointments with government officials saying they have the right to do whatever they believe are within the law. But some experts argue that while it is true that the government must continue Certain decisions like last-minute awards of contract, borrowing, or appointment ought to have been left for the incoming government. To read details of this story, pick up a copy of Daily Trust as EFEC winds down. Buhari seeks Senate approval for 539 billion judgment debt pay on Daily Trust. Going to the last paper for the day this morning, and that is the Punch newspaper. A Punch newspaper, you will see this headline: Countdown to handover. FEC fake oath land section. Governors dissolves cabinet. Sanwo-Olu asks appointees to quit office. Ganduje's handover document to governor-elect. These are the headlines on Punch newspaper this morning. Let's give attention to the content one after the other. Okay, let's start with this. Tinubu government will unite Nigerians. YPP chieftain. A chieftain of the Young Progressive Party, Brimo Peter, on Wednesday said that the incoming administration of Bola Tinubu will be one of the national unity, which he claimed will unite Nigerians. He further noted that the Tinubu presidency is one that has been ordained by God. Brimo, in a statement shared with journalists in Abuja, described Tinubu as a progressive politician, an astute administrator, and detribalized Nigeria. He urged Nigerians to support Tinubu to enable him to fulfill his plans for the country. To read details of this, pick up a copy of Punch newspaper. Tinubu government will unite Nigerians. YPP chieftains. Also, on Punch newspaper, Nigeria will fall if Kanu dies in detention, says IPOB. That sounds more like a threat. The indigenous people of Biafra on Wednesday threatened that should its detained leader Nnamdi Kanu fall in the hands of Nigeria, then Nigeria and her leaders will fall in the hands of Biafra. In a statement by its spokesman, Imam Powerful, the pro-Biafran group said it was disappointed in the United Nations, European Union, African Union and ECOWAS for keeping silent while its leader continued to be detained for almost 2 years by the federal government. To read details of this story, pick up a copy of Punch, where you will see Nigeria will fall if Kanu dies in detention, says IPOB. Don't criticize Shetima for double nomination, Shehu Sani. A former lawmaker representing Kaduna Central Senatorial District, Shehu Sani, has said that the Vice President-elect, Senator Kasim Shetima, has not committed any offense by purchasing the 2023 senatorial form for the 2023 general election. Prior to his nominations as the running mate of the President-elect Bola Tinubu, it was reported that Shetima bought the expression of interest and nomination form to contest for the Senate. In recent time, the double nominations of Shetima has been a subject of every criticism. He was also dragged to the Supreme Court. To read details of that story, pick up a copy of Punch newspaper. Don't criticize Shetima for double nomination. Shehu Sani is saying this on Punch newspaper. Let's go to the sports column and also the Metro page of Punch newspaper. Okay, going to the Metro page first. 3 jailed for diverting dead person stocks. 3 jailed for diverting dead person stocks. Okay, let's read about it. The Federal High Court in Lagos on Wednesday sentenced 3 men, Kasumu Ademola, Saliu Malikau, and Ganiyu Ishola, to 20 years imprisonment for defrauding a stock firm of 45.6 million naira. Justice Chukwu Emereje Aneke handed down the jail term after he found them guilty of the offense. The Economic and Financial Crime Commission has arraigned the convict on 4 counts of conspiracy, unlawful fund conversion, and money laundering before the court, to which they pleaded not guilty. 3 jailed for diverting dead person stocks. You can see this on Punch newspaper. Grandma demand justice for defied Lagos puppy. NGO plans protest. BC Oluwatayo, the grandmother of a 4-year-old pupil of Greater Scholars International School at Lagos State, who was reportedly defiled by the school security guard recently, has demanded justice for her grandchild. Her grandchild was allegedly defiled by the school guard, identified simply as David, under the guise of cleaning her up. Oluwata, in a message posted on her Facebook wall, said the family had been traumatized by the event and needed justice. Grandma demands justice for defiled Lagos pupil. NGO plans protest. You will see this on Punch newspaper. Going to the sport page of Punch newspaper this morning, let's quickly look at this. Okay. Onigbide eulogized Thunder Balogun's wife. Onigbide eulogized Thunder Balogun's wife. A former Super Eagles coach, Adeboye Onigbide, has praised the late wife of one of Nigeria's most celebrated footballer, Teslim Thunder Balogun Mulikat, as the family marks her 25th year anniversary Thursday today. Onigbide said Mulikat played a major role in her late husband's career and added that in some of the matches he watched Balogun play in his active days, his wife took it as a ritual to encourage her husband to score winning goals before the kickoff of such games. The coach, who led the Eagles to 2002 World Cup, added that it was Mulikat who ensured Balogun returned to Nigeria to continue his football career when they first rejected the plea of then Premier of Western Nigeria, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, to help the West Rovers FC win the Challenge Cup, the biggest football competition in the country at that time. Onigbide eulogizes Thunder Balogun's wife. You can see this on Punch newspaper. Liverpool director regales Osimhen's Wolfsburg sale. That is also on the sports page of Punch newspaper. Okay, let's quickly look at the details of this story. Liverpool's new sporting director, George Smardet, has admitted he regrets selling Napoli striker Victor Osimhen during his developing stage at Wolfsburg. Both Osimhen and Smardet were together with Bundesliga's giant Wolfsburg. The Nigerian was not quite the ruthless striker that he has developed into currently, and after going 16 games without a goal with the German side where he had just begun his professional career, he was allowed to join Belgian club Cagliari on a season-long loan where he flourished with 20 goals in all competition during the 2018-2019 campaign. New Liverpool director regrets Osimhen's Wolfsburg sales. That is on the sport page of Punch newspaper. And lastly, on the sport page of Punch newspaper, Under 20 World Cup, Flying Eagles beat Italy 2-0, reached last 16. A Salim Fargo flying elder and a Jude Sunday's added time strike condemned Italy to a 2-0 defeat at the Mendoza Stadium on Wednesday, as the Flying Eagles avenged their 2-0 defeat to the European at the 1987 edition of the competition in Chile and still last sitting spot. Coach Ladamboso made one change on the side that beat Dominican Republic 2-1 in their opening Group D game on Sunday, as he started Victor Eletu in place of Tochukwu Nnadi. The Glazuri took control of the game from the blast of the whistle, and the dangerous move from Tommaso Badi was thwarted by the Nigerian backline early on. Despite the Italian dominance, the Nigerian gradually grew into the game, with the best chance of the game falling the dagger in the 10th minute, but it narrowly missed the target. Details of how the match was played and how the Nigerians Flying Eagles were able to smile up with 2-0 over Italy can be seen on Punch newspaper on the sports column. On that note, we call it a wrap on Freshlight. this edition, Thursday, the 25th day of May 2023. Do join us tomorrow at the same time where we'll be coming with new edition of Freshlight. Do stay with us as we have our next program, Ojunto, and also after it, Periscope. It's still Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. I remain OLUWAFISAYOMI, AJIBOLA. Good morning.